Yo guys, it's Cooking with Grant, and today we're gonna get a little something for the new Foodtopia. I can't do that again. I'm a changed man.
Guys, what is going on? Yes, correct. It is your boys once again. We have Jacob in the house.
Yo, what is
we
going
have
on?
Jory in the house. Brothers in arms, please introduce yourselves and your relation to Sausage Party.
Yeah, so I'm Jacob. This is Jory. And yeah, I've never seen Sausage Party, the movie, and I believe Jory has.
I'm the president of the Sausage Party fan club, actually.
Yes. One of the reasons we brought Jory in.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I believe, what was the character that you actually inspired? Lavish, right? It's like the
Yep.
a little bit of like, it's a self-insert character, if you will.
Yeah.
You caught that, huh? You caught that.
You know,
Nice.
it's the little things that you catch on. I think it's what makes this show really smart. But guys, we're talking Sausage Party Foodtopia today.
Yes.
The long-awaited sequel, pretty much, but it's a TV show on Prime. We got almost 3 hours of actually, yeah. Wait, how long? How long is it? Okay, we got 25 minutes. 25.
3 hours and 20 minutes.
Okay, so basically, guys, if you've seen Avatar: The Way of Water, Titanic, Avengers: Endgame, these are all things that are elongated. They're very long run times, so that way you can sit down and because they don't want to cut stuff. You know, you can enjoy the entire project for all in its glory.
Yeah.
So, guys, before we get into the spoilers, what'd you think?
Real quick, who's Lavish again?
That was the Mexican tortilla guy that died in the very beginning.
Oh, see, guys, I was not a movie watcher. I forgot names.
I actually do have a couple. I'll put up a couple Lavish action figures I've collected over the years right here. So I did get some of these from Jory, just sort of over the years, just collecting them. Very rare. So yeah. Little insult you didn't know them, but I mean it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So wait, what was the question? What we were expecting coming in, or what do you think?
So basically, spoiler-free review.
If you want a show where there's not much point to it, but you want to be disgusted, then watch this one. Okay.
I've checked those boxes.
Okay,
off
if you want to be
multiple
disgusted, you have a choice. Watch The Boys Season 4 or this. Now, if you want a cool superhero drama, watch The Boys. If you want a comedy that thinks it's funny, watch this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And what would your score be?
1.5 out of 5.
1.5 out of 5. All right,
Yeah.
Jory, how about you?
My score, I think, honestly, this is on Prime, right?
Yeah, Prime.
Yes.
Yep.
I think that the 2.5 was maybe a little more than it's worth. I think two stars, because like I would find myself, exhaling particularly harder when I found like the two things funny in the show. You kind of get a little.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I agree all the
100%.
time,
little-
yeah.
Like I maybe did that 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And so like that gives it a star.
There are some genuine moments in here that there were definitely it was a genuine laugh, So
They were definitely few and far between.
Yeah, like the amount of
Yeah.
puns is insane.
it's ungodly, dude.
It's insane,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was in charge of writing the show, I'd be like, okay, guys, no puns at all. I'm putting myself above the bar. There will not be a single one until like the very last thing.
Yep.
There's like one pun, and you have to use it incredibly well. But that's it. So I would agree. I'm gonna agree with Jory. I would say 2 stars is right along that line, because like I went into it thinking I was gonna want to Sudoku myself. Within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, yep.
And you know what? There were points where I was somewhat invested, and there were points where I had a bit of a throat laugh. So I'll give that to the film. I'll give that to it. But Jacob, as you said, this is for disgusting people. You actually had some more harsh words before the podcast.
Yeah, yep.
That anyone who likes this show is I can't say that word.
Yeah, I would
but-
say like if you like the show, you are probably married to someone who looks like Jack, and I apologize.
Yeah,
for
no, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would say, I mean, one of the words that you said that I can say is that, you know, like a bumbling idiot, you know, someone who like, when they come home from work, they like stumble through the door and like rip one
and
as
like,
they fall to the ground.
You know, like they're like, oh, honey, can you check under the bed? And then you look under, there's like one hot dog, and it's like, again, they're gone.
Yeah.
Freaking leave out.
Like I think you deliberately said like anybody who enjoys this probably blinks one eye before the other.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
And
You said
like
that one stuck with me. Yeah.
Yep, a YouTube animation like that. Like,
yeah, exactly. But guys, let's just jump right into this.
let's just jump right into
Let's
it.
jump right into this bitch.
All right.
Guys, all right. Episode 1.
Yeah, episode 1, the great food fight has ended. Food reigns victorious over humanity. They're free to create their own foodtopia, but not everything is as it seems.
Oh, you got it pulled up right there. Nice,
phone,
nice.
yeah.
Hey,
Got a good
there we
plan
go,
B,
there we
everybody.
go. Yeah. So guys, that's pretty much it. So the food rises up. They walk out of the store, and it takes place literally like, I don't know, an hour after the movie ends.
Yeah. We do get a timeline of how this apocalypse goes down.
Yeah.
It's happened in 4 days. There's a drought, so they have not seen rain over the course of 4 days. Humanity is dead, but they've never come across anyone that was more armored than a football player, basically.
Yes.
So, do we think there is outside life? Like, is this in one town, or do you guys think it's a global epidemic?
I feel like, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, were there any references? Were there any references to the area being bigger? Because guys, pretty much, the only areas that we see are the grocery store, Foodtopia itself,
jungle somewhere.
Yeah, the jungle and the parking lot. Pretty much, that's kind of it. That's all there is to it. And so the food takes over the world. Now, I think one thing that kind of hints at it is, if you notice at the very beginning, there's a car drifting around that's about to crash, and on the radio, it's saying, you know, food has taken over. Food has taken over. So we can assume that it's happening in other places, but they never like mention that. Because all of humanity's been conquered. Bunch of dead humans lying around. So like I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
It's just like there's some stuff they probably could have said in line, but I believe like later on they're gonna be like, they're gonna make fun of themselves, like, how did food even take over? We don't know.
Yeah, and they do kind of do that where it's like, oh wow, we took it over oddly fast. Yeah, you know, so it's like, poke that plot hole with a little cork in it, just kind of, you know, leave that there. But yeah. So what did you guys think of the first episode? You haven't watched the movie. Yeah, you have watched the movie. What did you guys think going into it?
I thought the fight scene was pretty entertaining, but it didn't make much sense. None of the fight scenes really do it. It depends on the humans acting stupid. And there's this stuff where like the rope is through the bagel's mouth, and then he has it in his hand the next scene. Just doesn't make sense. Yeah. And then after they win, they start having an orgy. That was pretty disgusting. And it was just like 2 wine bottles bumping into each other, like we were talking about. Like it's like 2. I don't know. It's just the vegetables banging in this whole series is just kind of weird to me. What I found true enjoyment from was the deaths. For example, they use a baguette to like lock a door, and then the other food have to like push on a door. But even then, it's like, do we kill one of our own kind to push through? And it's just a cool death, you know. Like I want stuff like that. Not we're banging on the street. Oh, right hole. Like there's like a pickle banging a piece of cheese. He's like, wrong hole, right there. Then he starts thumping his hand like a dog as he gets off. Fucking.
Well, even I'll give that one the benefit of the doubt. At least that one you could see like, I get how that would work. Yes. You know, it's not funny, but it's like, I understand it. But when you have 2 wine bottles just clinking together, it's like there's nothing to that. There's no, the joke is just them having sex. That's all it is.
Yeah. I feel like the cheese and pickle joke, though, it's like the joke is they're having sex. It's just there's a couple extra layers to it. It's still just
a very
for me,
thin one extra layer.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I'm kind of a hater. I'm not really the type of guy that. Okay, for example, my coworkers, they watch American Dad on breaks.
Oh yeah,
and they're laughing the whole time, and I'm just sitting there like. And then I laugh at like one that no one else thinks is funny. So my sense of comedy, guys, is a little frick. They might not want to base it off my opinion. You know?
Well, you're also very different from your coworkers. Like,
that's true. Yeah, they're all like
different.
35 and like. You know, like the dad in that is like abusive to his wife. They're like, oh, yo, that's good.
Classic to the moon.
Yep.
Yeah. How about you, Jory? What do you think? Going into it, what'd you expect, and how'd you feel after the first episode?
Catchphrase. I had very little expectations for this film.
Yo, guys.
But, get that on a t-shirt. But
yeah.
Like, I can't remember how the actual movie ended, but it ended with them all like banging each other in the orgy, right?
Yes.
So let me get this timeline right. It goes movie, then the show, because it happens like right afterward.
Yeah.
So the food takes over the grocery store. They all start banging.
Yep.
They immediately go to war. They start banging again.
They got energy, dude.
And then going off of like the never encountered anything more dangerous than a football player apparently thing. The big like human boss battle.
The final boss.
Yeah, the human final boss is just this great big fat dude.
Yeah.
Like think of your stereotypical like Walmart.
Like
shopper.
Walmart goer. Turkey nipples.
Like
the nipples.
You go in there and you're like, oh, there they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so
I'm
it's
home.
like that was the final boss for humans. And then after he goes down, I guess everybody's like, we did it, we won. There's definitely some like to enjoy the show. If you really want to, you have to not think about it.
Yep.
Exactly.
Just look at it for what it is, I guess.
Yeah, it's 100%. You have to watch it while you're high, drunk, whatever.
Which I was.
Right.
Same, yeah. I was drinking.
And it still wasn't enjoyable.
That was a trope for me when I was
So right here, we have
drinks
actually taken away this theory. We have busted this myth. It is not funny while high.
Yeah, well, I guess I wasn't laughing anymore. Yeah, guys, I noticed something interesting with episode 2. Want to go to episode 2?
Yeah, let's jump on to episode 2.
All right, synopsis. Frank, Brenda, and Barry embark on a mission to save food hostages before they all die. Sammy fills this hole with a new art form, stand-up comedy, but not all is as it seems.
And then I'm sure we'll get into it for a brief moment in a little bit when it comes up perhaps. But like the songwriting, like the original songwriting for this, like they're just parodies of other songs.
There's parodies in the show, guys.
Like Heart's Barracuda. You know, they parody that a couple of times. And I'm convinced it was AI writing it, maybe even like performing it.
Yeah,
if you will.
I could see that though, because I don't think any of the songs had any of the characters singing it.
No.
It was always just like in the background.
Yeah, like it wasn't an actual song in the show. It was just background for us to hear.
See, the only thing that gets me, I feel like the AI would do it better though.
Yeah.
I agree. Like it was, if it was AI, it was bad. It was badly done.
Yeah.
I feel like it depends on how they put it in. Because so there's this AI song app called like Suno or something like that.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, and you could. There's two ways you can do it. Either one, you can type in all the lyrics for yourself, and then it just sings it, or two, you just type in "Sing Barracuda," but it's about toy cars. So that's the lazy way. So it could be like that, where they were just really lazy about it. They're like, we need to throw a song in. We do not have money for any songs.
Branching off of that. Remember when you wrote those songs about Jacob and I?
Jacob rushes to the bathroom only to find worms in his shit. But when he goes to the doctor's office, Dr. Gabe, itch begins to rustle until the worms go inside the doctor, who screams, "Oh, no!" then blows up.
using that
I'll put
like,
them
software.
in right here. Yeah, that was that software.
Right, and it was like it would like in the show it was like and Barry does like what he's doing. It's like narrating what he's doing to the tune of Heart's Barracuda, which was exactly like those songs you wrote about us, where it's like and Jacob gave worms to the doctor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like literally narrating what happened, but in a tune. So
That's exactly what it does.
And
So,
then,
yeah.
And then in scenes where nothing would happen, it would just repeat the same line like 4 times
right,
in a row.
it would just
Yeah.
repeat it, and then otherwise, literally what you're watching is what the song is singing about. And it's like,
Exactly.
So then they put the script or whatever, made an AI song, and then they gave it to the animators. It's not animators then this song.
maybe.
Yeah, I could see it being
because
like that.
A lot of the songs is like green beans in a can of soup, and then it's like
Yeah,
it would cut
literally
to it,
green
you know,
beans in a
yeah.
can of
Yeah,
soup.
yeah.
So I could see them doing that after the fact. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, but back to the episode. So in this one, we got Orange Julius. He's
Yes.
taken over. He's collecting teeth. Teeth is sort of like the new currency.
And
All-
go
go for
Human
it.
teeth.
Well, and then
Human teeth, yep.
Well, I don't know if teeth is introduced here. It's just he has an obsession.
Oh no, sorry. I was looking at the thumbnail. This is the one where they they go to find the other food. and
Yeah,
there's, like, a human
there's a
walking
hostage
around.
situation, and then I believe Sammy the Bagel
Yeah,
learns that he's a good comedian. I'm a
He's
good comedian.
Kind of funny.
Oh yeah, I can roast you, you toast.
Well,
Yeah.
we forgot a crucial point here.
yeah.
Oh,
What was his name? Lavish, the burrito.
Lavash. I think.
Oh,
Lavash.
there you go, Lavash.
Yep.
Yes. He dies.
Yes.
He's like the very beginning
Oh,
of the
yeah.
movie, he's
Yep.
dead. You don't even really see it. You see how it happened. But
Yeah,
you don't see
not in the show.
it.
Guys,
Right. Yeah,
if-
he's just dead. We
Yeah.
think it's because they couldn't afford the voice actor for the original role, so they just
Right.
killed him off.
It's like,
before he
he's
started.
dead. He's dead.
Yep.
So Sammy goes into a horrible depression. That's like his whole arc. He's
Yeah.
just depressed about it.
Yeah. Okay, that was it.
Right,
Okay.
and that's when they all go back to the store because it starts to rain, and none of the food understands what rain is. So like half of them are dead because they can't be in water.
Yeah.
So they go back to the store, and in his depression, he goes, "Wait a minute, I'm kind of funny.
I'm kind of freaking
yeah."
hilarious.
Okay.
He's like being an asshole and like ripping into people, and they're like, "Wait, that's kind of funny."
Yeah,
so he like
yeah.
makes a comedy career out of it.
And that's, I think this was, there are definitely a few different plot lines throughout the series. And I think this was the one.
The character
that I-
development in this show is top
Brilliant.
tier.
Yes.
God, tier right off the charts.
Dude, I was
God.
thinking to myself the whole time, where's Sammy the Bagel? What does he have to say about this situation?
Yes.
He basically just pops out of a bin and then he just starts roasting like a cheesecake. Now, here's my thing. Do you guys remember a single roast, a single joke that he told? Because there were a lot. Like just about every
Yeah.
time until the final 2 episodes. Every time you saw him, it was a couple jokes here and there.
Dude, there was actually a time we told a joke and then it cut, and then we never actually got the answer.
Oh, that's
punchline.
right. That's
I forgot
right.
about that.
Yeah.
So we've heard a lot of jokes.
Yes.
They were all food puns and jokes.
Yeah, they were
Yes.
all, every single one. Oh, wait, you know what? I actually do remember one. It was
yeah.
the date one. Because a date can't get a date. Because, you know, like the fruit, like the... because it can't get...
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yo,
That's pretty good.
give me some
Yep.
sugar, dude.
Yeah, guys, we
What?
connected there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So basically, our hot dog gang come across the campers, right? This is still episode 2.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so they come across the campers, and then Barry discovers, wait a minute, in the movie, a douche went up this person's ass. So I will do the same thing to control this human, to kill the other human, and therefore freeing some of the food there. But I think we had a little bit of confusion with how this works.
Because the way it's drawn is there is a hot dog up a person's ass, so it's sticking
Yep.
out, and then on the front side in the zipper there's an opening, and their hands are up there and they're like piloting it. So they do lines about how you have to go up their ass to control them, but then they're touching the balls.
Yeah, like they'll say like right ball, left ball.
Yeah.
Like they describe themselves as in their ass, but they
Yeah.
are very visibly shown not in their ass on the outside, just grabbing their balls Ratatouille style and
Right.
piloting the people like mechs.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, there was one part where they're like, Barry, how are you doing that? And then he goes from like the front zipper and just kind of dips out the ass real quick. And it's like, I'm just trying to imagine the anatomy of, I feel like when the inevitable Sausage Party Foodtopia collector's guide art book comes out, I want to see a naked human and I want to see what their ass looks. Well, actually, no, we saw a naked human.
Yeah, we literally saw.
Yeah.
And that
So it
his
is
ass
normal.
running away from him. It's We'll get
Yeah.
in episode 6, guys. You'll see.
We'll get to that wonderful episode. Yeah, that's about it for that episode. Then they go back to Foodtopia and
Well, now, okay.
we have a
I
human.
think episode 2 is we're going to the camp, and episode 3 is them going to the camp.
okay, yeah. You know, I think I can.
Maybe not. I don't know.
What is episode 3?
Episode
3 looks
three
like
is-
Burning Man.
Yeah,
to me.
Burning
Yeah.
Man. I totally forgot that was a thing. So they don't meet Jack. Oh no, they capture Jack from the camp.
Yep.
The human character, I believe, he throws an axe at his friend's head, and that's like a kind of a brutal death scene from a human.
Yes.
Axe in the head.
Yes, he was piloted by piloted.
Yeah,
he was
literally.
piloted by Barry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
The
yep.
sausage.
Yeah, Barry, the Michael Cera sausage. He is a killer.
Yep.
All right. But
The
anyway,
John Wick of sausages.
Yeah. Literally.
Seriously, there are
Yeah.
several moments in the later episodes where he pulls out the John Wick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Food pride is high. They decide to throw a Burning Man festival. Frank and Brenda have to hide a secret from Barry. Unfortunately, nothing is as it seems.
You know, every time you say it, I'm gonna put a done.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the point where I kind of dropped off. Where like the first 2 episodes, I was kind of with it. We're exploring the world. We're coming across random people. And then the third one, they kind of just go back to where they were in episode 1. And then it's like, we're just, I don't know, we're reeling it back a little bit when I feel like I didn't need to. So it's just a lot of like wasted time. I feel like this episode, aside from the actual Burning Man thing, just did not need to happen.
You know, like the character drama between Barry and Frank and Brenda.
Dude, that good point. Good point. I take away my point. So then, Frank has his thing where he's like, we actually need the Humie. So they swap out Humies.
Yep.
A dead one is burned instead.
Which is a human.
which is a human.
Yep.
Who is alive.
That's food slang for human guys.
Yeah, for those of you at home that didn't know. That's about it. Well, yeah, what'd you guys think of this episode?
The whole Burning Man pun is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because it's a festival called Burning Man.
Yeah.
And
That's
they
good.
don't, and burning an actual man. That's
Right.
Ha, ha, ha. And they have like a talent show where many food related songs are sung, parody songs, of course.
Yeah, Megan Thee Scallion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. It was. I mean, the only thing it served was, as all three of us foresaw, like, okay, now the human.
Yeah,
Which I'm assuming is the last remaining human, I guess.
I would
He's like,
assume.
Yeah, like he's with Frank and Brenda, right? That's her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brenda. Yep.
Yeah, he's like a main character now. He's with them. He's gonna help them out. They have to keep him alive. That's pretty much the only thing it served its purpose for.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, and
Yeah.
I kind of figured, because you can kind of tell, like, as soon as that guy started talking, because none of the other humans really talked. Like, the guy the main Humie, or Jack, right?
Yeah.
That he killed. What was his name? Dave or something? Something with a
Donnie.
D. Donnie. It's like, I think he has like 5 words. Just like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
I'm thinking about like what we called him, the human golem, like the last line of defense for humanity in
Yeah.
the beginning. Like, I think his only lines were, "They're twisting my fucking titties off," and then he died.
Yeah,
like,
exactly,
like,
exactly.
that was it.
And
Like-
oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no! Like that was
Yeah.
literally like the only line of dialogue. So the humans don't really mean, they don't have any importance.
Yeah.
Exactly. and
Except for-
even for some of the other like foods and stuff, like that, we noticed there's this like documentary film guy that is literally
Vino.
just the voice of
Vino.
the bagel.
Vino.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's literally the same voice actor
Yeah.
for the bagel.
Yep.
Like, there's one point where you hear him talking and he's like behind a camera. And you're like, oh, the bagel's there, and it's like, oh no, it's veneer or whatever.
Yeah.
Veneer.
Yeah, the voice actor for the Bagels like, I'm good at this accent. They won't even be able to tell.
Yeah. It's like, no, guys, trust me.
Yep.
So yeah, not a lot of voice actors in this one. I think there's like 6 in total that are like main ones.
Yeah, and we definitely have to mention how to talk to humans, they have to dose them with bath salts.
Yes.
Which brings up questions like about that first human. What did he see exactly when a bagel was ziplining toward him with 3 other foods hanging off of him? You know,
exactly.
Assuming
It's
he
like,
wasn't on bath salts.
he might have been on bath salts already. Yeah,
He was conversing
Yeah.
with them. He like.
But there
He
were a
was
lot
hungry.
of people going after them in that first shot, though. Like a lot of
true.
people were like stomping on him. So it's like, do they all see them? Is it just that maybe they don't like hear them?
Yeah.
And maybe that's why what the bath salts are for. So because they only started using them, I guess, now that I think about it, when they needed an answer from a human because they wanted to ask about the rain. So maybe the animation that plays though is like their faces come into frame though.
Right, yeah, because remember,
Yeah.
like the Donnie character is still alive. They're like at that campfire, and then like he just sees like a bucket of noodles and like some fruit. And then
Yeah.
he gets hit with bath salts, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh my god, there's like these things are yelling and screaming at me." You know,
Yeah,
like, they're,
yeah.
like what we the audience would see. So it's like apparently the only way you're seeing what we all see as the audience is if you're on bath salts in that universe. So how many people are on bath salts, I think, is our
Yeah,
question.
exactly.
Or the question is, are we on bath salts? And that's how we're seeing this movie.
Dude.
Yes, but that's just coincidental.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
how the first movie I think came out with like a condom. Like when you walked into it, you got like a sausage party
Dude,
condom.
oh yeah,
That's
you went to see
horrifying.
Sausage
Wow.
Party in the theaters. You're not using that.
Yeah, no.
yeah.
It's like, I don't care if you got the trashiest woman alive. I feel like as soon as you're popping out the sausage party condom, there's no way. There's no way that's
This one's got
continuing.
Brenda on it. Can we not use this one? I want to save this one.
Yeah. Oh man, but I feel like if this one went to theaters, which I'm almost certain that they tried to get into theaters, and they were like, no one wanted it, so they were like, Amazon, please.
Yeah, well, that was one of the what was that? Episode 2, we kind of had that theory. Like, it has the pacing that it was once a movie that they cut into like 8 episodes.
Yep.
Because I definitely think because there are definitely a few scenes you could like just cut out, like especially the beginning of season 3. God, I hope not. The beginning of episode 3.
Season 3. We've actually got another. This is an anthology. This is going to be a big one.
I mean, I feel like okay.
This is a cinematic universe coming to picture.
I mean, personally, I thought the first 5 episodes sucked, but I feel like they could do a season 2 and it would be better. Like, oh, what about the mall over there? You know, there's another.
Like
Yeah.
right across the
Camp.
street.
It's like
Yeah.
that's the whole anthology, just them moving from building to building, and then it's like a new villain of the week.
Yeah.
Not to spoil the end of the review, but it is open ended because it's just the guy. The final human alive is wearing some football gear. They can't kill him. Frank gives him a talking to, and they're like, and then it kind of just ends.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. There could be a couple seasons. I'm just saying. So,
Could be.
actually, you know what? That kind of brings up a side
Who asked
question.
for that? Who asked for that? You. You asked
You
for
son
that.
of a bitch. Some guy named Alex.
Yeah.
If there was a season 2 of this show that came out a year from now, would you guys watch it? Like in your own free time, you see it's on there. Let's say you have
No,
a
not free
subscription.
time.
No, you lost me at the free time.
Yeah,
My
I
own
lost
free
me.
time. Hell no. Nope. Like
Group
if it was
setting, party format,
yeah,
sure.
if it was another
Yeah.
situation like this where we've got various sources of vices in front of us and I can like not be sober watching it,
Yeah.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, same. Yep.
And we were kind of talking about it before, like, it's something where, like, if I was watching this by myself, after episode 2, I'm out. It's not.
Dude, yeah.
This is it. That's it. So how far would you guys have gotten?
I would have only made it to about episode 2. I do think if I stuck it out and made it to the end, I would have been like, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I watched all of that. You know, like
Yeah.
it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't have made it past episode 2, guaranteed.
Yeah, we're kind of like 6 minutes in. I see the opening fight, and then I hear them talking and make all those food puns and turn it off.
Yeah,
It's-
it wouldn't be the orgy.
It's a slow burn.
The orgy, yeah, literally, that's
yeah.
it, yeah.
It's a slow burn of a series. You know, you got to give it some time to really get the setting.
Yeah.
In
The
place.
first 3 episodes, you don't want to. You just skip to episode 4, and then look, it opens up from there. It's sort of like the One Piece of Amazon
Yeah,
Prime.
you can see the Better Call
can't-
Saul.
You
know.
can't
Yeah.
build a skyscraper without a little foundation.
Exactly. Can't break a few eggs with out an omelet.
Make an omelet.
Not only was that
Someone-
wrong, but that was fucked up. Given
Wait,
the
what is it to make?
context.
That was fucked, bro. You gotta crap a few eggs out. I'm just gonna make an omelet. I'm just gonna, that's not it.
You gotta shove a baker's dozen right up your keister to make an omelet.
To make a bigger egg.
Then you throw it in a circle to mix them up. Yeah, everybody knows this.
And speaking of eggs,
Yes.
episode 4 or one of these episodes starts off with a POV. You're poor and you live in a poor town.
Yep.
In Foodtopia, and
Finally, a show for me.
we experience life through this egg massage therapist who is trying hard to get that teeth. 'Cause teeth are a thing now. Here, let me just say a synopsis real quick.
Works for Orange Julius at the massage parlor because
Yes.
he is now the richest man in Foodtopia.
Yes,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, in episode 4, a new currency forms a class system in Foodtopia. Frank and Brenda set out to fix it, though not everything is as it seems.
Not everything that it seems, dude.
Yeah, so there's an egg scene, and this scene's pretty funny. I mean, it's like, you just find this woman's life, and then she comes home one day,
Yeah.
and then, she gets fired because she's cracked and aging, which is a plot line throughout the show that the foods are aging, except for our main characters. They never age.
Yeah, no, they Brenda the Bun goes through some shit. I mean, she's rained on in the beginning for a little bit.
Yep.
I mean, she's jumping around this tree house. She's taking punches. She's fighting.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
only when a sink turns on that
That's
she
when she
dies.
dies. Wet bread.
Spoiler.
Okay, what about the one old wiener who is stalking her? Like, what's his name? Wiener again?
Wiener.
Wiener,
Yeah, he was aging a little bit.
Right. Yeah, and that kind of brings into question. Same thing with the eggs. It's like, where does age place a part into this? Are eggs
Yeah.
giving birth to eggs? There were egg children.
Yes. Whereas, like, do they have
Yeah.
kids in this apocalypse setting? Are they all slowly dying out? But I did show earlier in episode, 2 that they're running out of room in the fridges or freezers,
Yeah.
But then again, why don't they just go Antarctica? Season 3, they quest to Antarctica. Boom.
it's just gonna turn some ice age shit.
Road trip.
Party continental drift.
It's like road trip, and it's like, the 5 different foods. And then all the other ones are left behind or something.
No. Which I
Oh,
will
yeah.
say, you know what? Episode 5 actually did give me one honest chuckle.
Episode 5, the one where a Machiavellian Orange Julius gains popularity in Foodtopia. Frank and Brendan struggle to maintain control, but not all is as it seems.
Yes, but sorry, I meant episode 4. I forgot we were still
shit.
talking about that one.
Alright.
Because you know what? I like some physical comedy, guys. When the one of the eggs comes home and she's dripping apart and then she just dies. And the other one goes, no! And they run over, they slip and crack, and then all the children one by one, whoop, whoop. It's
Yep.
It got me. It got me a little
it's
bit.
a funny scene. It's a funny scene.
Yeah, just because the last one's like, my whole family's dead, and then they just slip and fall anyway. It's like, well, all right.
Yeah.
But so I mean, going on to episode 5, though, we have a little bit more of the, this is like the main political race, right?
I believe so. Yeah. I mean,
So, yeah, because basically
Yeah.
the Orange Julius is...
wait, where did they do the Fast and Furious? Is it this one?
No, I think that's the next one. I'm pretty sure
Episode
that's...
6 is a sex scene, I think.
I'm pretty sure that is the same episode. Because Frank goes up to him, he's like, oh, I want to do Fast and Furious. And then when he's done...
Oh.
He
He
does
like-
Fast and Furious.
He does
Oh my
Fast and
God.
Furious, the Humie.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Well, okay. So that's my main complaint with episodes 1 to 5. It's like
Yeah.
here the show's meandering. I don't know what it's going to accomplish. What the frick is it doing? It just seemed very off track with
pointless.
itself. Yeah, pointless. Until episode 6. Honestly.
Yeah.
It just seems like a giant setup. Like, all right, we established We have a food place. We have our human. We have this rising political figure. We, which is by the way very on the nose. Like, if you don't understand a political reference, they will sit you down, hold your hand, and explain it to you verbatim. Yeah, like it's crazy. Like the amount of times, because they go, Brenda and Frank go back to the Hume and they're like, oh my gosh, we're trying all this stuff, and he's like, whoa, that's what humans did. And then, Brenda says one of 3 hopeful things, and the Hume goes, yeah, we tried that, and it's just really cringy. It's like,
sharesies. Oh, yeah, that's basically taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
Taxes?
It's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think episode 5 is easily the most. It's not the worst episode, but it's the most forgettable one.
Yeah. Also, like, I feel like Barry is at his strongest, or he has the most screen time here.
Yeah.
And then what's the point? What's the whole point of the Barry character? Like, other than to be a device and kill things?
Barry's power level is rising exponentially by this point in the series.
True.
I'd put him at an Omega level threat by this point.
Yeah.
Potentially a universal threat.
I just felt like at the beginning here had a lot of Barry, and
Avengers
then later
level
on,
problem.
ever since the sex scene, it's just like he was kind of put to the side. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't understand the point of Barry at all. I feel like he just annoyed me throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because his first goal is to hunt down the last Hume, and then after that, then he's like, I'm going to be a cop. And then after that, he's like, wait, there's another Hume? I'm going to go after that Hume. And then after that, then he changes his mind because Frank like convinces him. Because he sees him and the Hume interacting.
Yeah.
And then it's just like all over the place, and he's the only one that like constantly just kind of teeters around trying to do different things.
Yeah.
And I just felt like there's a lot of wasted time with him for some reason.
Yeah. Same. I had that same vibe. I don't know. What about you, Jory? Do you get that?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think he didn't really need to. He felt a little wasted, a little.
Yeah.
Be there.
Yeah.
Well, out of all the different like side stories, like Jory, what's your like least favorite one? Because there's a lot of side stories in this too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I guess Barry is pretty one-dimensional.
Yeah.
I actually did. I didn't like Orange's rise to power. It didn't make sense at all. Just walked in a store, bought it, then everybody left immediately. Like, what the?
Well, it didn't make sense because when they explain it, it explains why it didn't make sense.
Yeah, but I feel like that you could show the rise of power better here. I don't know. It just felt disconnected.
Yeah, no, that was the other thing too. Is it was like all of these like foods just like randomly took stores individually. Like one food would get an entire. He would just like go in there and he'd just close the door and be like mine, and they were like okay, and they'd go get a new one. So that was basically his rise to power.
But the question is,
took the
why
biggest
doesn't he
store,
just
and
keep doing that? Well, like why do we need this whole teeth thing? Why not just run into the next store and be like, everyone out, mine? Or I guess he couldn't convince other people if there wasn't some sort of currency or something like that. Because there was a lot of like, he bribed the judge.
Did he make teeth currency? Like, they didn't really explain why teeth is valuable. Like, what if it was like ice cubes instead or something?
Maybe it was something in the movie because I don't even think it was him. It was
in the very first episode, like they said, like it was like right when like we did it, we took over. This is Foodtopia now.
Yeah.
They like took a few teeth and like Dark Souls 1 gave the teeth to like, or I guess even like Lord of the Rings. Like they had like the teeth of power, and they'd like give them to different like people, different like food groups.
Oh, I totally missed that.
Yeah, and then like everybody was like, I want teeth. Teeth are what the elite have, AK.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like, if you don't have teeth, you're nobody.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that makes sense as to why he would assume it's currency, because I was kind of confused on that the whole time, because he's
that's why like
collecting this stuff, but it's like who?
That's why like the little grain of rice, like they like the entire like all of the rice had one tooth.
Yeah,
it's so that's why like the little grain of rice had a tooth in the first place.
Yeah. Dang, I must have been zoning out in that first episode quite a bit, because there's definitely quite a few moments where I'm like, that did happen.
Yeah.
No, I was like, I was right there. This is the best show of all time.
You and Jacob actually helped write the show. So I think that's something that we kind of have to go over.
Well, okay,
Yep.
now it just feels like I'm like self-promoting my own product.
no,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have brought it up. I shouldn't have brought it up.
I had nothing to do with this.
Guys, we're not biased. I promise.
Yeah, we're not biased at all.
But speaking of, I do just want to say I know that this next episode is Jacob's favorite.
Yeah, things get hot and heavy.
You helped out with some of the physics at one point in the episode. You gave them like a real life demonstration. It was motion capture.
Yeah,
if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken.
You know the wobbly thing? I animated that.
Was it the wobbly thing? I
Yep,
could have
the
sworn
wobbly
it was
thing.
the part where Brenda comes up and it's like what she sees, because they had you come in for that part specifically.
Oh, you must be referring to the part where Frank is pushed up against a wall by Jack and they just start kissing like crazy.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
that part as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I animated that. And yeah, it's I kiss all the time, and they definitely had to get me in for the hot dog scene. No one has ever actually kissed anyone ever. I actually had to animate that. And then there's the balls. Yeah.
You're like, those are my
I
balls.
see, as a cinematographer for that specific scene, storyboard artist actually.
Yeah.
I thought it would be kind of fitting to see the balls of Jack, and then what if Frank was just blocking the shaft? So you
Yes.
saw the bushes, but Frank was the tree trunk, per se.
You know, I thought that was
that'd be
clever,
hilarious.
though.
Yeah.
I thought that was really clever.
I thought, yeah, that's why I made it like that.
Right,
And,
right.
Yeah.
And when the juices, aka
Yeah.
your juices that were motion
Yeah.
captured.
See, and this
actually-
is the genius part, actually.
Yeah.
See, I've gotten into this thing called gooning lately. It's
Oh,
awesome.
I've heard
And
of it.
you can see Frank jumps off the balls, and you can see Jack is edging. And
Really?
he's holding it in. And then when Brenda says a few lines, that's when Jack releases cum all over Frank.
Yes.
He was
like, another
gooning.
thing,
Yeah.
like you planned for Frank to be a hot dog from the beginning, which
Yes.
makes sense with how he says, "Oh, it's mayo." I get it.
Yeah, yep. The
That-
mayo is funny because it might not be mayo. You guys.
It
might not be mayo.
might not be mayo.
Yeah,
but-
and then it was a choice because Jack had a little baby rage, and I actually had to do this. One time my mom walked in on me, and I took my sock full of mayo, slammed it on my chest, ran out of
Yeah,
the room,
yeah.
full speed naked.
I
and,
forgot he did that.
and then I took my sock off, and it's all dried and gunky and disgusting. Yeah.
I mean, a little controversial. You were still in middle school at that point. They were still recording you during this whole time. It actually was not with your permission.
Yeah.
But then they asked you years later. There was $1 million settlement. And you were like, yes,
Allegedly,
you can use. Oh, you said allegedly.
All right,
Allegedly,
I
it's
think
not-
I
it's
speak
not
for
so-
everybody when I say this bit has gone on for a tad too long. I'm just gonna smooth the water over here. Episode 6 is a bit
What did you think?
spicy.
Yeah.
Frank and Jack, the human and the hot dog, they start working on the on Frank's political speech and all this stuff, and it's kind of weird. It's just like the episode railroads you really hard. They like have like the fuck me eyes thing kind of going on. They're like, what are we doing right now? And they start like aggressively doing it. Amazon even warns you about it
Yeah, that's
before
crazy.
you
This
watch
is-
the episode. They are proud about this episode.
Yeah.
And
And this notification, just a reminder, because I showed the guys. You guys have never seen Herogasm
yeah.
before today. You guys witnessed that episode. That episode
Yep.
does not have a note before it. And there is cum in that episode.
And it's on
too.
Prime.
Yeah, and it's on Prime. Both are on Prime. So yeah. But continue with what you're saying.
Yeah, so some poor bastard had to animate many scenes of
Yeah, it's horrible.
a human and a hot dog having cunnilingus.
It was, yeah,
And,
honestly, I've
that-
seen like 2 Girls, 1 Cup, but that was actually like in our level.
Yeah.
It was just brain rot and
Like,
basically.
It was
But,
Seth Rogen.
I just can't imagine Seth Rogen in his studio going,
You've
"Oh,
shook Jacob. You've got him shook.
yeah."
But so Brenda and Barry are going up their little bucket pulley to go up to the treehouse where this is all going down.
To confront Frank. That,
Yes.
Oh, there's a
hey,
human
there's a
up there.
human here. We got to stop this before things
Yep.
get weird. And
by the way, this
things
is
are already
also-
weird when they get there.
Very weird. Very
Yep.
weird.
And when they arrive, let's just say Jack does too. And
Yeah.
and so like Like Frank's,
Yeah.
oh my god, he gets like you see Jack's balls.
The cinematography shot.
Yeah, and then Frank
Yeah.
is covering the wiener as Jacob accurately described.
Yeah.
He like hops off and he's like, ugh, and then you see a big old big old super
cum.
soaker of
Yeah.
A funny
you fly
juice,
at
whatever
him,
the fuck.
Yeah.
and why?
It's sort of
Yeah.
over for
Just
Frank at
why?
this point. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, why do we need
like
to go
it's
this
over for
far?
me,
It's
like,
for
if-
grossness.
Like if
Yeah.
if people find out I watched that, no.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna tell one of my coworkers about that, and he's gonna be like, "Why do you watch that?"
Dude, I'm sorry. I just imagine a flashback to watching TV at your old house, like those moments where your parents would randomly come downstairs and like,
Yeah.
sit down and watch. Like,
Gentle dude.
This is like a level of extreme, though. I mean,
yeah, you don't. So you're saying you wouldn't even
like the fact
watch
that
this at your house?
the fact I could do the bit where I'm describing unironically a scene where I describe balls and all that,
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
and
a
it's
hot
like I'm
dog.
correct of what is happening. It's insane.
100%.
Yeah.
You're
100%
accurately
correct.
describing
Yeah.
a human and a
Yeah, I
hot
don't know, it's
dog
just-
fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that warning was also there for like in case if kids were watching. I don't know.
I get. Well, I feel like you would get out of it if you were a parent from the first episode because then
Yeah.
you have that.
You've made it
that-
6 episodes in.
Yeah, it's like,
Wait,
how
I
do
don't
get
think
that
you
far?
should be watching this, little Timmy.
Timmy, yeah.
Oh, but man,
Yeah. Oh, we also forgot to mention Jack. There's a credit scene where Jack is eating human slowly. Like he does it resentfully at first. It's sad music.
He's completely given up food.
Yep.
Yeah.
He eats humans.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of that Rick and Morty song where it's like
the really
hap-
sad Rick and Morty
Yep.
song. Yeah, yeah.
It's always sad music. Yeah, literally. It's that, and he's eating his friend Donnie.
yes, yes.
Should we go to episode 6?
Very sad. Well, we actually forgot to mention one thing about episode. Well, this
Fast and
was
Furious?
episode 6.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what's up, I mean.
but yeah, the Fast and Furious part we kind of touched on before. It's just a quick little gag where they're like, it's literally, according to Jory, you said it's shot for shot, like the same thing pretty much. The
Or
Fast
it's
and Furious section.
the same blocking,
parts of it
like
are.
the same
parts. Okay, so
Parts
it's just
of it.
reference
Yeah.
like the safe going in.
Yeah,
front.
like the whole scene is a reference to it, but some particular spots are like shot for shot. Where like
Yeah.
the bank vault flips over and spins around and takes out a couple cop cars. Like stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But-
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, if there was anything that kind of that I've never seen a Fast and Furious film, but if there was anything that was made me go, oh, I kind of want to watch it now, probably that. Honestly,
Isn't 5 like the best one I've hear?
I know it's like
don't
the
know.
middle 3 that are like, yo, you got to watch like 5, 6, and 7 or Tokyo Drift or whatever.
Yeah. Or you have to watch ones with Paul Walker in it.
Yeah, right. But yeah, episode 7.
Episode 7, everybody. So Brenda sets out to find the good in the dictator Orange Julius. Frank ties up some loose ends, and nothing is as it seems.
Yeah.
And nothing is
Nothing
Well,
is as it seems.
They said it wasn't gonna be as it seems, and
It's
damn.
not. It is not
Yeah.
as it seems.
So the death scene here is crazy. The 7th course.
Dude.
Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda
Of course.
That's
dies, dude. Brenda dies. And you know what? I will say,
Yep.
I'm glad they had the balls to kill a main character. I
Yeah.
did not think that would be possible. I just didn't think that was on their agenda, but I'm glad they
yeah.
did it.
I know you told me not to tell him, but you cried. You cried.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
crying.
dude.
I know.
You
I
cried.
I did.
Yep.
I did. It's just
Yeah.
she. He's holding her, and he's like Brenda, and
Yeah.
her bread gushy guts are falling off.
Yep.
I had a couple tears.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
and it's, but yeah, we get the big reveal. We get the big reveal that the little rice that Jacob mentioned earlier that had a tooth. Well, not a big fan of the orange because the
Yeah.
orange took the tooth. So
Yeah, and
what does it do?
it's controlling the orange from the inside. And guys, the beginning of this episode, Orange Julius, whatever the frick his name is, he's having like a multiple personality disorder moment from the mirror. And Grant instantly called it that it was the
Yeah.
rice piloting him.
Yep.
And yeah, Grant was right. Brenda
Yes.
walks in on his on the Rice's complicated machine. of how to get in his ass. And he's like, she's coming, hide, she's here. And then it's a whole bit where she's super tiny and deadly.
And she goes straight up the little stem butthole of the
shoots
Orange
right
Julius.
into him.
Yeah.
We get to see the Orange's ball sacks as
That's
I never
how she
understood that,
pilots. pilots
Yeah,
them.
no, I didn't really get that because it didn't even look. I mean, I guess it kind of looked like an orange on the inside. But
Yeah.
then that kind of made me think like, does a bottle of wine have a ball sack?
Yeah.
Or is it like only certain fruits have an ass or something? But
Yeah,
so
Even
he
the
definitively
popsicle
has an
stick had a
ass.
ball sack.
Yeah, right, yeah. Well, yeah. The
true.
ball sack is in the ass. I guess maybe that's how it works for the humans. That's how they do it when they go in their ass.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very.
I think the
strange.
writer saw like the taint is like a where you pilot things.
passageway,
They're like a taint is it's in the butthole and the urethra, but it's in between. And if you go there, you can control fruits and humans. Easy.
I'm calling you out, Seth Rogen. I want a diagram on how this
Yeah.
works.
We need to see
I
this.
need a specific. I need a skeleton. I need an organ trail. I need everything.
I just need
I've
like
seen
I just need
cars,
some sort of
Yeah.
like medical diagram that tells me how these foods are cock piloting these people.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
You have exactly 3 days to. No, I'm just kidding.
You have 3 days to respond to the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. But yeah, so we have that happens. Brenda dies. Also, by the way, at the beginning, Frank tells the human to go away. He goes away.
Yep.
That's about it for that. Does anything else happen in this episode? I mean, they frame Frank.
Frank admits names. Jack admits his love for Frank. He
Yes.
loves the hot dog.
Dude.
He proclaims it to the heavens, in fact.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think he's in the forest throwing plates against a tree for some reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And keep in mind, he is still apparently on bath salts. He's eating human flesh. That's been it for days. So things are getting intense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Let's just go to episode 8. So
Yeah.
this is the final one, guys. I know it's been a long journey. I think all of us had a bit of a tear for this last one, just knowing that it was the final time that we were going to see Frank and the gang. Minus one, okay.
What's one? Yeah, let's discuss all the plots and how they wrapped up. So Barry and Sammy have to clear Frank's name and save Foodtopia. Julius must be stopped, but not all is as it seems to be. So, let's just go through the characters. All right, Sammy the Bagel.
Yes.
Yeah,
How does his
basically,
character wrap up?
he was corrupted. He's kind of being bribed by Julius later in the middle of the show, but then he chooses what's right, and he's gonna send out the Mr. Satan message to the world. Everyone, raise up your hands and let hot dogs jump up in your asses.
Give Frank your energy.
Yes. Wiener has evidence that would lead to Frank's innocence.
Yes.
That was it,
of
yeah.
Julius.
Exposing that the little grain of rice
Oh,
is
yeah.
piloting Orange Julius via the ass.
Yep. Oh, and Frank is literally being hung on a rope, almost about to be executed.
Yes,
Yep.
he's hung over a lit grill and there's 20 soup cans holding a rope, and then at the bottom the soup cans get knocked out and it just keeps going down, and he he actually falls on the grill.
Yes,
He does.
yes, and I'm honestly surprised that Frank lived in the end because it's kind of here and there, and I guess it makes sense that different foods would die in different ways. But
Yeah.
it kind of got me thinking so what if Frank was grilled all the way? Wouldn't he still be a hot dog?
Yeah.
It's
I thought too.
he'd just be a little darker, if anything.
Do we see any burgers or raw meat?
Well, no, because think about all the fruit that got sliced up.
Yeah,
And their eyes are all they're obviously dead. They're not just two halves of a fruit now.
oh, I see what you're saying.
So
I
he'd
see
be
what you're saying.
picture a man burned alive in a house.
It would work the
He's not
same
just
way.
he's not just a severely burned man now. He's not just a little
Right.
crispy. You know what I mean? He's dead.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
A little
But that
morbid,
also
but
kinda gets me
there's the
thinking.
example.
What came first, the egg or the omelet?
Yo, but there's one song where Brett is singing about how they became toast. So I guess, well, maybe that's more just like tanning. A
Yeah,
candle
but
that games of
remember
toast.
the Jack at one point was like, if I pour liquid in a water bottle, will the water bottle become sentient or is it water? He said something along those lines,
Yeah,
right?
I guess it's one of those things, once again, you got a plot hole. You just got to put a little cork in it and just kind of ignore it. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of weird.
Yeah, not much you can do about it in that case.
We weren't
yeah.
asking these rules for Toy Story 4, were we? I wasn't going, why is Sporky alive and the other ones are? This one's just kind of weird, you know?
No, well, I think in Toy Story, it's like, oh, the kid has an imagination, and that like gives life to the thing that they made.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's how that works. So that one has a bit of a better rule set.
Yeah, and I never really questioned that, but this one, pretty early on, I was like, "What the frick is the rules of this world? Like, what the fuck?"
Yeah. But so that's pretty much it for Bagel.
Yeah. So yeah, he has he goes good.
What about Barry? How do we end with Barry? Pretty much just them.
He was able to go John Wick mode, and
Yes.
he punched the rice out of the orange.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some John Wick action to help out the Bagel, as the Bagel was saying, "Frank's innocent."
Yep.
And then he punched out the little grain of
The
rice.
seed. Oh, and he also had to team up with a human who he hates, and he had to get disc
little
golf.
character arc there.
He had to disc golf his way to a vent, which they went in the vent, bounced off like 5 objects. Oh, and that's how they got in to show the broadcast.
Yes.
So Barry he got help from a human who he hates, and then he finished off the fight. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then Jack. What happens to Jack?
He kind of just goes away until the very end. Yeah.
Yep. And then basically Frank escapes, uses Jack as a fear-mongering weapon to rule with an iron fist.
Yeah, he's like, I'm in charge now, on the shoulder of Jack in full football gear.
Yep.
Which, you know what? I will say I do like that ending more than what I thought it was going to be, because I thought it was just going to be that they're all like, yay. And
Happy ending type
Yeah, it's just happy ending. We're all good.
Another orgy.
yeah. Which, it does not end with an orgy. I was very surprised. Because I did kind of like how when Orange Julius, or the rice thing was, when that was eaten by the crow, it's like all the other food was like back to the 3rd episode where it's like mine, and then they start like taking over stores again. I kind of like that, how it's like, oh, they'll always go back to their nature because they can't handle it. Yep. So I don't know, that's like the one thing where I was like, that's nice. I like that. It went past what I expected. Granted, what I expected was very low bar, but that's how it ends. Jack comes back and he's wearing some football gear. They can't kill him, so he's like the new king.
Yep. So I was just thinking, basically, I have a good season 2 idea.
Go for it.
It commits with the other Foodtopia, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this Foodtopia, they're all based on instinct, sexual, ruling based on fear, kind of like Negan in The Walking Dead. But this other town is like the protagonist town where they're happy. Yeah. And then this town gets brought in, and then it like corrupts them, and hijinks ensue. Season 2, everybody, right there. Boom.
Dude.
I can see that.
And then season 3 is they go to Antarctica.
Dude, like the last episode of Smiling Friends, dude.
Yeah, like I can see them going to another town, and then they're going, you have sex? And it's a whole thing,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it like corrupts them.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess that is kind of... Actually, you know what? That's the first movie.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, because they all like believe in the beyond.
Oh.
And then they're like, there's a God out there. And then when they're discovered that, it's fucked, that's when they all...
Yeah. Wow, dude, you're right. Dang.
Okay, all right, bro. Look, I'll cut this out. You don't have to fucking brag that you like wrote the first movie. I know that it's like cool and everything, but it's like bring it back like that. It's just like it just doesn't. It makes me feel like lower. Than I am.
Okay.
It's just like it's not cool.
Okay. Well, here we'll put this in. Earlier, we'll act like made the sex scene. We'll act like I made the sex scine.
Okay.
And we'll cut it in earlier.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Oh yeah. You faced me a little bit. All right.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, guys. So overall, what'd you think? Final review, final score.
Yeah. Okay. If you want to, just put
You're
something on,
disgusting.
if you want to put something on, you love Seth Rogen, definitely give it a watch.
Yeah.
If you're a Seth
Yeah.
Rogen fan.
If you just got done watching any of his movies, like the Mario movie,
Yep.
give Sausage Party a watch.
No, honestly, episode 6 is pretty fricked. I don't know who I'd recommend that to.
Yeah. I don't think I could recommend this one. This is very.
If you have ever wanted to bang a hot dog in a very passionate way, episode 6 of this show is for you.
If you're confused sexually,
Yeah.
you
Well,
don't
you
know.
don't even have to be confused. If you just
No.
really want to bang a hot dog, episode 6 has got your name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tutorial actually for people who are like getting interested. In
I
banging
learned a
hot
few
dogs.
things. I learned a few things.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know what to do now. Not yeah. I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm going out and buying a pack of Ballpark on the way home.
Yeah. Hey, bun size.
Yo. Yeah, it's. I feel like there's like other better things you could watch other than this.
Yeah. Yeah. So what would you give it?
Still
Same thing.
1.5 out of 5.
1.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like 3 out of the 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's fair. Jory, what about you?
I think Jacob is way too hard on this show. I
Yep,
think
I
this
am.
is cinematic masterpiece.
A
It
six
I
deserves
disagree
out
there.
of 5.
it deserves 2 stars
2 stars.
out of 5.
Oh, shit.
1.5 is too harsh.
Yeah. And guys, once again, I'm gonna have to agree. And the only reason I'm putting it at a 2, because 1.5 is like I want to Sudoku myself, and that's how I was for a majority of it. However, the couple chuckles that I got out of my chest were like, and the one thing, because there were like 2 plot points where I'm like, I guess I didn't see that coming. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
And I'll give it a I'm going to have a round up 2. So it's a 2 out of 5.
Okay.
So
I've got a controversial take, and we were like memeing on hardcore. It's worth the 2 stars for episode 6 because it got
Yes.
such a reaction out of us.
yeah.
You know
I
what I
did
mean?
look
Like-
over and all
like-
of our faces were like,
Yeah, the fact that
was-
all
that's
3 of us
crazy.
went, oh, and like
Yeah.
That's pretty
we're
fun.
like taught, like with the fact that we all looked at each other and was like, there's no way that was real.
yeah.
Like, there's no way somebody actually animated that.
And actually, you know
Like-
what? I actually do know how to recommend this to people. If you're having the boys over, they have no idea what Sausage Party
Yeah,
is.
if you are having a sausage party.
If you're having a big sausage party, that's up for the background. But no, if you just want to, if the boys are drunk and you're the only sober one, and you want to put on something that'll get them to freak out,
If you want to
there
give
you
all
go.
your friends a raging heart, no, I'm just kidding.
then turn on episode 6.
Hell yeah.
Guys, I will have a link to the full episode down below. Well, that's about it, guys. Any final comments?
Just one. Do you have any?
No.
I just have this one.
Yo, guys, Seth Rogen in the house.
Seth Rogen.
Thank you for watching, and thank you, Seth Rogen. We'll see you guys on the next season of Sausage Party Foodtopia. Get the hell out of here.
Bye. Oh my god.
Time is shining, I'm down around. I'm gonna drive until the break of dawn. And yo,